After many weeks of silence, we finally have some echoes of what might be coming in the War of the Worlds game in the near future. Welcome back to the channel. Sorry I've been a bit inactive lately, there's just not been a lot of War of the Worlds news to cover, but I now feel like there's enough information for me to gather up for one video, like in a really good information-packed video without repeating myself too much, hopefully. However, if you're new here within the War of the Worlds community and you want to know basically everything there is to know, I've got several short and sweet videos covering in-depth topics about this game, so be sure to subscribe to see more of them in the future. Before I jump into what's on the horizon for the game, I want to give a shout out to Voidboi. He recently released a new video. Actually, calling it a video is a bit of an understatement. It was more of a documentary on War of the Worlds, the game that is. His video is an hour long, but it is packed with information on the game, how it started, who Raph is and how he got into games. It's really interesting, and the way he presents information is just great, so you definitely should give it a watch, and that's not just because I'm in the video, trust me. There's going to be a link to that video in the description if you want to check that out. Anyway, I want to go over some of the things that I've been hearing on Discord lately, is when Raph has been doing his Patreon live streams, it's been in the middle of the night for me here in the UK, and I've been asleep, and when I wake up and I go to watch it, the stream's private, which is great. But what I can still see is people, what they were chatting about in relation to the live stream, and I'm pretty excited by some of the things that's been shown off and discussed in recent weeks. So first of all, the probe has had a bit more of a, not really a redo, but more been refined and improved, which is always good. I went over this in detail in my last video talking about the probe rework. There will be a link to that at the end of this video on the end card, so be sure to check that out if you want to know more about the probe. But overall, it's kind of just general improvements, which, again, it's a good thing. Other improvements that have been made are the tentacles coming off of the harvester. They seem to get redone every few months, and just when you think they're as good as they can be, Raph goes a step further and just makes them even better. Sadly, I don't have any footage that I can actually show you of this, but what I saw in a small clip that I was sent a little while ago, they move a lot more fluid and it looks a lot more natural, which is kind of a weird thing to say about something that's supernatural / sci-fi and unreal, but it looks good, trust me, it looks great. Lastly, the new addition to the game, which I just cannot ignore, is the aliens. Like the individual aliens that will come out of the tripods. So I must have missed this stream, I definitely missed this stream, but a few people on the game's Discord server were talking about how the early version of the aliens has been implemented, and I'm not quite sure what they do exactly in the current state of the game, but going off of what Raph told me a while ago was that he had kind of implemented them, but this is before he included the IK, and all they really did at the time was wander around and not really do anything, and they looked a little bit janky. So my assumption, based on the very little evidence, so take this with a pinch of salt, is that the aliens' legs and animations are better, but they still kind of just wander around aimlessly, not really doing a lot. I feel like if there was more than just that, then I'd have probably heard a bit more by now. Somebody would have messaged me, or I would have seen more people talking about it on the Discord, but I haven't really seen anything like that discussed. I could just be not seeing it, I could be really blind, but again, take it with a pinch of salt. Either way, I'm really excited about the possibility that we may see some alien gameplay soon, and given that fairly, little while ago now, the community voted on a community post on the game's YouTube channel about what do you want to see next kind of thing, and a lot of people, and I think the majority, voted on seeing more like harvesting gameplay, like human harvesting. So possibly, it's not out of the realm of possibility that we will see some gameplay of that in the near future. Again, I don't know when we're going to get this next gameplay video. It's been a while. I know a lot of people are asking about it, but I don't know, and it all depends on when Raph has the time to make one. Now, going back to Voidboi's video, I was there for when the video premiered, and I was in the live chat, and Raph was there alongside Mo King, who's his Discord community manager. There was also Kaniki, who's I think the sound guy. He was there. And Mo, I don't know how we got onto this conversation, but Mo asked me directly, he said, how much bigger do you want the map to be for the game? Because it is quite small, 2 kilometers by 2 kilometers. And I kind of half seriously said, double it. Now, I can understand why that would be a difficult thing to achieve, as the map needs to blend together, but I do think there needs to be these big open spaces as well as big stretches of woodland where you can live out your more survival elements, like hunting animals, cooking them on a fire, building a tent, and sleeping out in the wilderness, albeit in remote safety. And I think with a map that's just 2 kilometers by 2 kilometers, you won't really be able to get that experience, because what we've already seen from the gameplay, the tripods can just see you from way off in the distance, and you know, you can't really stay in one place for long with the map size that, you know, it currently is, or else, you know, you'll either get trapped in one place or you'll just get killed. Thankfully, I do believe there will be another map extension coming along at some point. When this is, I have no idea, but I'm giving it around a 75% chance. The reason being, you know, it just makes sense, first of all, and also whenever the community is in like a high demand for something, we usually get what we want. And even when they did the map expansion before, when it went up to 2 kilometers by 2 kilometers, which I even thought that was like, really? Is that it? Like, you know, how small was the map before? But a lot of the community was like, 2 kilometers, is that it? You know? So I think it should be at least double that. It should be, because you need the towns and you need space in between, and especially since, you know, my idea that I had of like introducing evacuation points, somewhere for the AI NPCs to go to, the humans, and then somewhere for the tripods to actively go and hunt down and find. I feel like there needs to be more room for that, because you need to actually travel to those places, and you need to kind of either go through the woods or take the main roads, which are more dangerous. So I think a map expansion is not just like needed, it's essential. So when we'll get that, I don't know, but we'll see. So all in all, I do believe there are a lot of great things coming on the horizon, but unfortunately, I don't think the public are going to be able to get their hands on the game until at least the new year, given that we're at the end of October already, and I'm pretty confident that when I say the game is further off, like way further off than 2 months from release. There's a lot more content that needs adding, and obviously that content will need optimizing, which is like half the workload in itself. And that's before the game gets released to early access. My current estimate is probably going to be around spring next year, maybe even summer, but you know, Raf is a very efficient worker, and he's got people, you know, helping him directly with the development, plus lots of closed testers, including myself, which, you know, it helps to identify bugs and kind of get things sorted and refined and working properly before it even gets released to early access. But never fear, I will always be here covering the gameplay all the way up till release, and then even when the NDA lifts on closed testing, I'm looking forward to making some gameplay videos. I know me and Voidboi have some good plans to do some collabs, possibly even with Raf, but we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I'm always going to be covering this game, so if you want to see more coverage of this game, or possibly me even covering other games, which I do plan on doing, then make sure you click that subscribe button and tick the bell to enable notifications, because otherwise how else are you going to know that I'm making a new video? Don't forget to leave a like on this video if you did enjoy it, because that does help me out a lot with the YouTube algorithm. Special thank you to my YouTube members for continuing to support me. I really do appreciate it. If you want to become a YouTube member yourself, just click that join button underneath this video. There's multiple tiers to choose from. I would really appreciate it. As always, thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you next time.